Good morning. So missions today, I know a lot of people have trouble getting on the floor, and I want to share that there's value in getting on the floor. And I know it's hard, and there's one of the harder parts is not necessarily getting down, but it's getting up. So I think by the end of all of this, most of us that are now getting on the floor when we didn't used to will be better at that. So we're gaining some skills here about getting off and on the floor that are valuable. But if you're still having trouble, I thought today I would go through the stretches and do the floor ones actually in a chair, so people that can't get on the floor can try that and see what they can do in a chair. And
Linda,
I'm hearing.
I can't see you. I don't know what's wrong now. Shoot.
Well, I'm here, so I can't help you.
Well, can anybody help me or not?
Well, do you have your camera turned? I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, I always can see you. I can't see you today, but
Check your settings. So we're gonna try this stuff in the chair, and that's not for everybody, but it's for those of you that can't get on the floor at all. But first we'll start standing. So we're gonna start with our breathing one, where we're nice and centered, shoulder width apart. We're gonna reach way, 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 way up. Take a big breath in. Exhale down. Once more up. Reach up, 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 big breath in. Exhale down. Again, reach up. Hold that breath. Reach to one side. Other side. Left to the center and down. And one more. Big breath in, reach up. Exhale down. And let's do our arm flapping. And go up and down. Bring your elbows in, come out to the sides. And then let's do some shoulder rolls, nice big circles with your shoulders. Switch directions. And then another breathing one. So roll your shoulders out, take a big breath in. Exhale as you curl in. Out, in. Breathe in, arch out. Exhale in. One more. Then let's bring our arms out and make some circles with our little circles with our shoulders. Switch directions. And put your palms up. Curl your knuckles in. And splay your fingers. Bring your hands in, flap your wrists. And flip your palms. And turn your palms up, in and out. And then up and down. And bring your hands up. We'll do that knuckle fist stuff. So make some knuckles, a fist, flat, fold, Curl your knuckles, make a fist, flat, fold, knuckles, fist, flat, fold, knuckles, fist, flat, fold. One more, knuckles, fist, flat, fold. Then bring your thumbs to your fingers. Reach out to the sides, loosen up a little bit. And then we're gonna do our neck. So stand nice and straight. Put your shoulders back. Look to one side. Come to the center and the other side. Back to the center. Put your ear to your shoulder. Center, other shoulder. Back to the center. And our look around again. Keep going if you can. And switch sides. And then our triangle, so nice wide stance. Reach up on one side, then reach down. Bring your hands together. Bring your back arm up. Hands back together. Front arm up. And pull up to come up. And switch sides. Hands together. Back arm up. Hands together. Front arm up. Pull up to come up. Then we'll do that warrior. So your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Line your heels up. Take a big step forward. Sink into your hips and reach out. And then swing through and reach up. And we'll come down and switch sides. Big step forward, sink into your hips and reach. And then swing through and reach up. And come down. Then we'll balance, so find something to hold on to if you need to. Come up on one foot and hold. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Switch sides. Close your eyes. Open. And let's do that split stance things today. So your legs are apart, you're balanced, you're just holding yourself. And turn your head and look to one side. Back to the center. Look to the other side. Look forward. Look up. And then look down. Back to the center. We'll switch feet, other leg forward. Nice and balanced. Split stance. Turn your head to one side. To the center. To the other side. back to the center, look up, look down, back to the center, switch your feet again. Now we're going to add the rocking. So you've got this split stance, you're moving back and forth, and turn your head to one side, come back to the middle, look to the other side, back to the middle, look up, look down, back to the center, and switch your legs. You're still rocking. Look to one side, to the center, look to the other side, back to the center, look up, look down, back to the center, and we're done. Then let's do some heel-toe walking. Okay, then we're going to get on the ground. So if you can get on the ground, please do. And if you can't, we're going to try these from a chair as well. And here I'm going to have my brain out a little bit too. So the first thing we do on the ground typically is our dead bug, which you're on your back and your legs are in the air and your hands are there. So in your chair, you can certainly simulate that. Nice hamstring stretch, actually. And then we do our dying bug, which will be a little trickier in a chair. But so I would focus on your leg. So you lift one leg up and switch, switch, switch. And when we do the dead bug, we add our arms in there. I mean the dying bug. And then we do, if you're laying on your back, your legs are in the air, we're at toe reach, where you're going to alternate and touch your foot on opposite sides towards your instep. And then this one will be tricky in a chair. We do those thrusts, so you're gonna, I don't know if you don't want to fall out of our chair. I have a nice flat chair here, so that's helpful. But on the floor, you're gonna take your legs up and out, in and out. A little harder in the chair, believe me. But not without its merits. And then when we're on the floor, we do a hip flexor stretch by laying on our back, keeping legs straight and bringing one knee to your chest. And you can certainly simulate that here. One leg is straight, other knee comes to your chest. And switch sides. And then we bring both knees to our chest. And on our backs, we put one foot over and do some circles. And I wouldn't try this in a chair unless you have a nice wide chair. And then we switch sides. Okay, and then this next one will be tricky because the next thing that we typically do on the floor, which is a great exercise, are the hip bridges. I'm not sure how this will work in a chair, but we're going to try. Sit on the edge of our chair. My knees are bent here, and I'm going to lift up and hold. lift. Relax. Once more up. Come down. Bridge up. Relax. Lift again. Down. One more long one. Lift and hold. Down. And then we do some quick ones. So up and down. Those are definitely better on the floor. Okay, so then after we do bridges, we typically do crunches. So this is our crunch period. And if you're still in your chair, the thing I always encourage you to do instead of crunches are those leg lifts. So you're here and basically you lift your legs up and down. And it's just a way to use your ab muscles. And if you're still in a chair, we can do some to the sides. You can do one-legged, foot over your ankle if you're on the floor. And if you're on the floor, switch sides. Okay, then we're still on our backs. Next we do our hamstring stretch. So if you're on your back, you're gonna lay on your back and extend one leg. Point your heel to the ceiling. If you're in your chair, you're just lifting your leg straight up and holding it nice and straight. You should feel that in here, in here. And you can try swinging out to the side. And then put your foot over your knee. And in your chair, you could basically pull this knee up towards your chest. If you're on the floor, you're going to pull your knees to your chest. And we're going to switch sides, or we're going to straighten our other leg. Point your heel straight out or up to the ceiling if you're on the floor. And reach out to the side. Then put your foot over your knee, pull your knee to your chest. And if we're on our backs, we have our knees up. We're going to lay our legs to one side. So here in your chair, you're basically going to just twist to one side. Try to keep your shoulders pointed back at the chair. And switch sides. First side again. And the other side. So then we typically roll over to our side and do our quad stretch. So obviously you can't do that sitting in your chair, but you can do it standing. So you're laying on your ground on your side, you're lifting one knee up to your butt and holding it. So you can certainly do that standing behind your chair. And then we do that clamshell, which is basically a hip thing. So if you're standing, you're gonna lift one leg and come in and out. And then we do an abductor stretch, which means you're coming out from the side. So from here, you're just kicking straight out to the side. And then we're gonna do the inside leg. So I'm gonna switch legs and come across the front. So if I was laying down on my side, it would be my bottom leg. And then we're gonna switch legs. So we're gonna do our quad stretch on the other side. Bring your heel towards your rear. And then we'll do that clamshell. So your legs are together and your top knee comes out and in. And then that abductor kick. So top legs, outside leg goes out. And then the bottom leg, the adductor. So okay, and then we typically plank. And we've already established that we can plank from a chair. So on the ground, up on your forearms, and if you're behind your chair, same idea, your back is nice and straight, you're holding yourself up, and you're just trying to hold yourself straight. And we're gonna do 80 seconds today, just to be royal, regal. Push ourselves just a hair, because it's actually easier in a chair, this one. There's 20 seconds. Nice and straight, butt's not in the air, but tucked down. There's 40 seconds. There's 60, 20 more. Rest if you need to. Ten more. Okay, so that was 80 seconds. After that one, we typically stay on our forearms and stretch our spine a little bit. So you can do that in your chair, just leaning forward a little bit. And then we've been doing these butt kicks. I kind of like those. So we could do that on the ground, lift one heel, kick towards your butt, or standing here behind your chair. And then we typically sit down on the ground. So we're going to try our seated stuff. At least I am from a chair today, but if you can get on the floor, go for it. So first we do those that back stretch. So let me make it a little different here. So first we're sitting nice and straight. Make that nice big Y. Bring your elbows down into that W. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Out to a T. Back to W. Y. Reach back if you can. Then back to vertical. Arms are forward just a little bit. Back is nice and straight. And then lift one leg up and hold. And switch sides. First side again. And switch. Okay, then we typically do a toe reach. And so you can do that seated in your chair on the floor. Your basically legs are straight. You're going to reach towards your toes. You want to be kind of on the edge of your seat here. Then we'll do that one leg at a time. So sort of put your foot out, reach to your straight leg. Still do our waist bend. So if your hand is along your shin, you're going to open up your chest and reach over. And we'll switch sides. So first you're reaching to your straight leg. Hand along your shin, open up your chest, reach over. And then I don't know if we can do our butterfly in a chair, not very well. So let's do that one leg at a time. So the butterfly stretch is about stretching in here. So if you're on the ground, fine, do the butterfly. If you're in your chair, try to get one foot up. And then the other side. And then we're going to do that breathing stuff. And you can be sitting anywhere for that. So let's sit nice and comfortable. Our backs are straight. We're going to do those complete breaths where you're going to focus on your stomach and your shoulders. And you're going to first exhale through your nose. Contract your stomach muscles. Squeeze all the air out. And breathe in. Fill your lungs, bring your stomach out, bring your shoulders up, fill your lungs as full as could be. And then exhale. Contract your stomach muscles, squeeze all the air out. And breathe in, fill your lungs, stomach out, shoulders up. Fill your lungs as full as can be. And exhale. Contract your stomach muscles, squeeze all the air out. And one more. Breathe in. Stomach out, shoulders up. Fill your lungs as full as could be. And gently exhale. Then we've been doing that waist bend, so put your hands at your head, elbows are up, and you're gonna reach to one side, come back to the center, reach to the other side, back to the center, and come forward, across. Back to the center, reach to the other side and across. Back to the center, and then repeat to the side. And the other side. Okay, then we typically do that hip twisting here. So this will be pretty hard in a chair, but if you're on the ground, you're going to bring one foot up close to your hips and hold it there. Then you're going to put your foot outside your knee and twist around. Which that might be too hard in your chair, depending on how big your chair is, but you could certainly twist around regardless of where your legs are. Around, and then we'll switch sides. So your foot is close to your hips on the inside. Then outside your knee, twist around. And then we do both feet together. And again, this only works if you have a wide enough chair. And then we're done. So then we go to our hands and knees. I'm really going to have to think here. So first we do that balance pose. Obviously you can't do that in your chair. So I guess I would just reach up with one arm and one leg. And switch sides. First side again. And the other side. And then we do our shoulder stretch, one of my favorites. And that one I would encourage you to do behind your chair. You could do it seated probably. But if you're here and you're supported, you're going to reach up, up, up as far as you can on one side. If you're on your hands and knees, you're on all fours. And then you're going to try to reach under, thread that needle and hold. And then back to tabletop. Your back is straight. You're going to reach up, up, up on the other side. And come down, thread the needle. And then you're back to tabletop. So if you're on your hands and knees, you got a nice flat back. If you're behind your chair, you're somehow straight. And first we're going to do just look over one shoulder. And the other shoulder. Back to the center. So if we're behind our chairs, we're going to mimic the cat-cow. If you're on the ground, you can certainly do that. So where you're going to breathe in and arch up like a mad cat. And exhale, try to scoop down. And breathe in, arch up. Exhale, scoop down. Breathe in, arch up. Exhale, scoop down. And then typically we do that mecha pose. So here, basically, you're just gonna try to reach forward. Put your shoulders down, keep your back straight. This is a different stretch standing, but it's still a good one. Okay, and then we're all gonna come up to a standing position at our chairs. And first we'll do our calf stretch where one heel is flat and you're lunging toward the opposite wall. A little bend in that back knee. Again, forward, back, forward, and back. And we're going to switch sides. So your heel is flat, pointed at the opposite wall. And put a little bend in that back knee. Straighten, bend, straighten, and bend. Then we'll do our ankle stuff. So you're vertical, nice and straight. And first we'll come up on our toes, lift your heels. Then we'll try one foot. And switch legs. And then feet are together, heels are down. We'll do one up and down. Or Michael Jackson's. And then keep your heels planted and just lift your toes. Okay, and then for resistance today, I thought we'd do some bands. So find a band if you have one. And you could be standing. I'm going to sit down just because I think it's easier for you to see. So you got your band, it's between your hands. Notice how you have the one that already has a knot in it, and that's not important right yet. So you're out here, and you're just going to pull, keep your shoulders in, your elbows in, pull out. And then let's come up, straight arms, a little wider, a little more space between the band, and pull out straight this way. And then we're going to do that diagonally. So we have one arm a little higher than the other. We're going to lift up and down, up and down. And then switch your position so the other arm is high. Okay, and so since a lot to remember here, let's do those three again, second set. So we're nice and close, elbows are tight, and we're just gonna come out and in. And then arms are straight, a little wider, straight out. Eleven, 12, and then diagonally. So one arm is high, one is low. We're going to go up and down. And then switch sides. Other arm is high. And 12. Okay, and then we're going to switch. We first do our biceps. So secure the middle of your band underneath your feet. And first we're going to curl. And we can do this simultaneously, I think. So we're here, we're going to go slow up, slow down. And while we've got our band here underneath our feet, let's keep it under your feet and widen your knees apart. We're going to do some upright rowing. So I still have the ends of my bands here. I'm going to come up to my chin, nice high elbows. I don't think my band's long enough. So I'm going to switch it so I just have it underneath one foot. Give myself a little more slack here. And we're going to try a shoulder press where we're here and look straight up. And as long as I'm here and I've got it under one foot, I'm going to add a one-sided leg press, I guess I'd call it. So I'm going to hold it under my foot, get my knee up here close to my chest, and push straight out with my leg. And then I'm going to keep my foot, band up on the bottom of my foot, and just flex my ankle. And then let's switch legs, put it under your other foot, get your knee close to your chest, straight up and down, in and out. Just trying to push with your quad muscles. And then keep it under your foot, leg is straight, flex your ankle. Okay, so let's repeat all that first. So again, put it under both feet, nice and secured. You're on the edge of your chair. You have the ends here, and we're going to curl. So elbows are tight to our sides. Let's slow up, slow down. And then we kept it under our feet, widened our knees so we can do some vertical rowing. So we're here, arms are straight. We're going to lift them up to our chin, nice high elbows. And then we moved it under just one foot to give us a little more slack. We're going to pull our bands, end of our band up to our ears and come straight up in a shoulder press. And then we did that leg stuff. So the band is under the ball of one foot. And your knee is up close to your chest. You're going to push out, straight out. And then leg is straight, still under your ball, your foot, flex your ankle. And then we'll switch legs. So first, under the ball of your foot, your knee is up, and you're pushing straight out. And then leg is straight, band is under the ball of your foot, and flex your ankle. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. First, we're going to do a chest press. So put the weight behind your back, and you're just going to pull straight out. And then we're going to do our triceps. So hold your the middle of your band behind your back on one side. My other arm is by my head. I'm going to pull straight up, bent to straight. And while I have it on this side, I'm going to do that vertical rotation. So I'm going to keep holding the band here behind my back. I'm going to take my band and stick it over my arm like that. So my upper arm is raised. I'm going to do that vertical rotation. And then I'm going to switch sides. So grab it in the middle on my right hand now. My left arm is cocked. My elbow is up. I'll get the end of my band here. And I'm going to go from bent to straight. And then keep it here, throw it over my shoulder, and I'm going to do that vertical rotation up and down. Okay, so let's do a second set of all that. First was the chest press. So the band is behind your back. You have an end in each arm, and you're going to pull straight out. And then we did our triceps, so we grabbed the middle, we held it behind our back. We have our opposite arm nice and high, our elbow go bent to straight. And then keep that here. Bring your arm forward. The weight's over the band is over your shoulder. You're gonna go up and down. And then we're gonna switch sides. Hold it in the middle of your back. Your elbows up, bent to straight. And then elbows up, bent to straight. I mean vertically rotating. Okay, and then not quite done, but if you have, here's where I like the knot and a door. So if you can take your band and secure it behind a door. I happen to have a closet. I'm going to put this, I'm going to be standing now at shoulder height. So if you're in your chair, same idea, kind of shoulder height. And we're going to do, we can do a couple of things. One, we can row. So we're here in the center. We have a piece in each hand and we just pull straight out. We can come down low, pull back. And we can face the door, be one on each side, and basically do our flies where we're coming in and out. And then one of my favorites is that Palloff press. So it's the band is here, shoulder height, and I'm gonna turn so that I'm perpendicular to the wall. So there's resistance to pull me in. I'm resisting that, holding myself out here and coming in and out while I'm resisting that tendency to pull me toward the door. I'm going to turn around and do the same thing, resisting that tendency to pull me in and bring my hands in and out. So let's do a second set of all that and then we'll be done. So first we were just straight here facing the wall, our band is in the middle, and we rode, which meant we pulled straight back to our bra line. And then we kept our arms straight and we pulled straight back. And then we turned around and we put our back to the wall, the door, and did that fly. So we're out and in, out and in. And then that pal-off press. So perpendicular to the wall, resisting that tendency to pull you in. I'm holding myself out here and going in and out, giving me something to do while I'm resisting that tendency to pull me in. We'll switch sides, side to the wall, resisting that tendency to pull me in, and hands go in and out as I hold myself away. Okay, so that's all I had for today. Thank you.